My name is Nicki. I'm an English makeup artist and I live with Carlo and our daughter Sky in Positano, Italy. Our house is far from the road but surrounded by fruit trees and olive groves, and we grow our own food. We'll show you what it's really like to live on the Amalfi Coast. Subscribe and welcome to the Positano Diaries. Today's video will be a slightly sensitive topic to some people, but I am showing you the reality of how people live in this part of the world. In this part of the world where we have a lot of mountains and there's not a lot of roads going to many locations and there are steps to climb, people use mules to carry things for them. Some people will stay in B&Bs where the mules will bring the suitcases up or down to where they are staying. People who are renovating houses will often use mules to carry rubble and tiles and stuff to difficult to get to locations. Now today we are using the mules. They are bringing down our heating pellets, and I know this is going to be a very upsetting subject for a lot of people who are against animals working. I completely understand this. If I could choose to not use the mules for this job, I would do it myself, no doubt about it, but I am physically incapable of doing this job myself. And even if I had Carlo, Lucas, Guy, Nicola, it's just too much for us to do. We have nearly 500 steps to get to the house. There is no other way around it. We don't have a secret road, we don't have a secret slide, we don't have a pulley system or anything. So once every 2 years we hire the mules to bring down our heating pellets. And just so that you know, these mules, to do this job for us in one day, it's less than a day, they are replaced 3 times. So we have 3 sets of 3 mules, so that's 9 mules in total that work on a rota system, bringing the pellets down for us. And yes, I understand that it's going to be upsetting for some people, so I'd like to invite you to not leave abusive comments, because I know, but this is the way it's done here and this is the way it's been done for years. I am not born and bred in this country and I live here, and I have to accept the way that people do things, these old traditions, and this is one of them, and I accept that this is the way. I've argued with Carlo about this. I've told him that I don't want the mules bringing down our pellets, and he said, well, how are we going to do it? Then we get no heating for the winter. I don't particularly want to live without heating for 6 months of the year, so I've had to accept that the mules will do this job for us, and I hope that you can accept that too. So without further delay, let's get on with today's video. We have to move everything. Everything has to be moved and hidden, because tomorrow the mules are coming and they eat everything.
Ah, come sei volonteroso, Nicola! Perché? Ha detto prima viene con 2 e poi vengono di più, non so.
We have almost run out of pellets. Our heating is powered by a pellet stove, so we get these 15 kilo sacks of recycled wooden pellets that we have to put into it, which heats the whole house and it also heats our water. We are about to run out, and the only way of getting the pellets down here is by mule. Bear in mind, each sack weighs 15 kilos and 1 sack in the winter lasts us just over a day. So tomorrow the mules are coming. We hire the mules for the day, or actually just the morning, and they bring all the sacks down. I think they can carry 4 each. I can't remember because we only do it once every 2 years. And I'm going to go with them tomorrow morning and show you what it's like. I know that a lot of people are against mules working, but when you live in a place like this with nearly 500 steps to the road, then you really don't have a choice, because we certainly can't afford a helicopter.
Quanti sacchi stanno giù? 11.
Now, the main problem with the mules is that they eat absolutely everything. So we've got to move all the plants and all the pots. And last time they came, we didn't have our little patio area out there with the dicronde growing, and I hadn't planted a little flower bed there, and we just left the mules there and they just nibbled on things. But now it's all like precious, because it's all my hard work from last year. All the plants that we planted, everything I grew from seed, and they're going to come and eat it all. So So we're going to try and keep them up here or out the gate. I don't quite know how this is going to work. They're just going to eat everything. It's going to be a nightmare. Right, I need to make dinner. Good morning. It is 7:30 in the morning. The donkeys should be here in about half an hour. And I'm just going to go out, feed the chickens and just check over because Carla's, I think he's down in the basement. I know he's here. Me lo vuoi far vedere dove la devo iniziare a mettere?
Sì. La appoggi qua, sali su e continua così.
Ok.
L'importante è che ne mettete bene senza rimanere spazi vuoti.
Sì, sì. This is going to be a tough job actually. It's pretty backbreaking and I'm glad that I don't have to do the steps as well. I wish I had somebody to help me though. Last year Luca was here.
Chickies! Hello, chickies. Hello. How are you?
Water for the donkeys. And yes, they're actually mules, not donkeys. But I always say donkeys because I can never remember the word for mules.
You have to go to work with Daddy today. You can't hide behind me.
Vieni,
Go with Daddy.
ti nascondi dietro di te, guardala.
You have to go with Daddy. Come
Non
on,
ti nascondere, andiamo.
come on.
Vieni.
Fa quella faccia con gli occhi, guarda.
Non gli metti guizzaglio e non vieni. Ah, ecco qua.
You have to go to work with Daddy.
Vieni. Metti questo. Metti questo. Fai.
Hi, honey. Good girl.
Save the plants. Whew. This bell that you can hear, 2 slow rings and then a lower ring, means that somebody's just died in Montepatuso. You will only hear the bell ring like that to signal that somebody's died and also to signal the funeral. And it is not quite 8 o'clock in the morning, so unfortunately somebody has passed away. We'll move all this because they will only chew at it. How long have those onions been there? The amount of times I've needed onions and I've gone rummaging around in the garden upstairs. I bet these have been here for months and I haven't realised. Idiot. Let's move that as well.
Allora, l'abbiamo pulito. Queste sono qua, così magari non mangiano tutte il giardino. Là c'è, e poi dobbiamo caricare di là. Che stai facendo?
E qua non va bene. Vabbè, così facciamo.
Ma qualcuno se nessuno può staccarsi il braccio, non sei il braccio, Ma non lo so, io si mette la mano uguale. Figlia, guarda fino all'eola, si c'è qua.
I've got to get all of these into the basement. I'm going to put my hat back on, keep my hair out of my face, and get started. 15 kilos each, and then do one at a time. These, by the way, are the wooden pellets that I was talking about. This is what we pour into the back of the heater and heats up the whole house. They cost about €5 or €6 for each bag. Hopefully it'll keep us going for a couple of winters we normally turn the heating on. This year we actually didn't turn the heating on until the beginning of December. And excuse me, I've just gone up and down the stairs 11 times. We didn't start putting the heating on until the beginning of December, and we will probably use it up until April probably. The only good thing about this is that I get a break every time they have to go all the way back up to the road to get more pellets and come back down. I get to rest for a while, even though I'm going to go up with them on one of the trips because I want to show you, just in case you haven't seen all of our steps. I want you to understand how hard it is for us to get stuff down to the house, how difficult it can be if you don't have a road or a car that can come anywhere near where you live. When you have to bring heavy stuff up and down, it can be a real problem here. We don't get the full trash pickup service that most people in town, most people in the world get. We only get trash pickup once a week, whereas everybody else here gets it every day because we recycle here. We have 5 different types of trash. We have glass, recyclable, compostable, paper, and unsorted. And most people get a pickup every single day. We just get once a week, so we have to also be very careful about the trash. But I just want you to see this whole process. I know that a lot of people are going to be disgusted with me for allowing the mules to come and work and then being bad treated. They're not bad treated, they're very well looked after, but they're here to do a job, and this is the way of life in this country. This is the only way we can do it. And I'm taking you along on the journey. But for now, while they're going up to the road and back, I'm going to sit here and rest and read for a bit. Non mangiare Jacksonino. So we've got all these to bring down and all these. Just a few, eh? Okay, so we are ready to go back down again. I'm going to do a time lapse, show you the whole way down, just so you get an idea of why we can't do this without help from the mules. Well, you get the idea. Like that, yeah. Solo che sono tutti pigri. Nessuno vuole darmi una mano. I've met a lot of people here over the years that don't have heating, and the houses are very, very cold in the winter. It's very humid here, so it's a wet, damp coldness which makes it feel colder than a dry cold. The first house that we lived in didn't have any heating, and it was pretty miserable in the winter. So when we moved here and we invested in this pellet stove, I decided that if I was going to give myself one treat, one thing that I was going to spend money on, it was going to be heating in the winter that worked and keeps the house warm. And this is the way we're doing it. But it's worth it.
Che gli stranieri che non sono abituati a fare la pizza in casa non capiscono come fare la pizza, tu gliel'hai spiegato.
I am very pleased to say that help has arrived in the form of Luca, and Nicola has arrived as well, so I'm not on my own anymore. And here we go again, round 4. This time with reinforcements.
Che sta durando sul vlog. Quando fa lì che non fa bene. Ah, perciò non ne fai vedere. Lui non ti compagno. Ti fa tipo tanto qui la stagione. Ah, allora quello conoscevo poi. Ah, ho villa. Oh, conosci andare alla villa? Hai visto
Not my puppy's first encounter.
Sei tutto, guarda come sei tutto.
Here, vai tu. Here, vai tu. We've got some little cauliflowers growing here. Hello, you. A little baby one in there. I thought he was going to help me, but he's picking vegetables. So, no, you will fall in the pool. No, you mustn't go there.
Vai, tu fai prima, io faccio paura io.
What has Luca picked today?
Bisogna raccoglierle queste.
This is huge, absolutely enormous. Look at it. Wow, it's a very big fennel.
Sono arrivati rinforzi. Si sono svegliati. Se te ne riesco a prendere anche 2 al lavoro.
Brava. Io no.
Il problema è che sono scomodi e non ci passo.
Dividing things into bags to take to various members of the family.
Voglio dire io per questo li faccio fare piccolini, perché io non li uso così grandi.
That's better. Now we've got a chain going on. Having a little break. I'm just sitting here relaxing while the mules have gone back up to the road again. I'm supposed to be going out for lunch in about 45 minutes, which means I've got to climb all those steps again. I didn't really plan this very well, did I? And I've just spoken to Carlo and I found out who the church bells were for this morning. It's Carlo's father's uncle. So he was 95 years old, so quite old, and there will be a funeral tomorrow. Anyhow, I'm going to start getting ready to go out. I've just had a shower, I've changed, and I'm on my way out. I already had this organised to meet a group of friends for lunch today, and I haven't done anything like that in so long. I don't want to miss it, even though I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm back. I've left Nicola and Sky in charge. Luke is there. everything's okay. Just arrived at the Chiesa Nuova. We are meeting at the Grottino, just here. That's it. And we've got to sit, the 6 of us, we've got to sit at 2 separate tables, 3 on each table. It's possibly one of the only restaurants open in town at the moment.
It's the first time and since I was ever home, that's the last time.
This is our starter.
Did your mum have hers?
So now, hopefully, she'll
3 months.
second one.
I said Tuesday.
Not feeling very photogenic.
Wow, looks amazing. Changed my order. And I'm back home and my little elves have done all the work for me. Let's go down and look into the into the basement. There's a few broken bags here, so that always happens. Some of them fall off, and we'll just use them up first. Let's see in the basement. Wow, that will keep us going for a good long time. That is how we get the biggest delivery of the year down to the house. I hope you can understand the necessity of using the mules, which however is a very ancient traditional way of moving things around in this part of the world and has been happening for centuries. And I'm now absolutely exhausted and I'm going to go and lie down on the sofa and read a book and not lift a finger for the rest of the day.